Publish or perish. It was a saying in the Old West, so we made videos criticizing a corrupt government and advocating for a better environment and full employment. When St. Thomas Aquinas finished writing his tome, Summa Contra Gentiles, he went out for a ride on his horse, hit a tree, lapsed into a coma, and died. One might wish that anti-environmental restoration votaries would let their anachronistic beliefs expire after having fulfilled their purpose too. The world ecosphere is in decay. Broadcasting anti-scientific, local yokel opinions on national networks won't help transition the U.S. to full employment with world ecospheric restorative leadership or make the Republican Party and the reasonable presidential candidate from Kentucky, Rand Paul, seem smart enough to lead the nation already knows Democratic politicians suck. The nation has had its fill of lawyer presidents. Since Richard M. Nixon, professional disputers have presented ethical, religious, and economic challenges to America. Meanwhile, the ocean is becoming acidified, clamshells thinning, fish dying, and while the Midwest is experiencing cold Arctic weather, Alaska is warming. In the north, there is no question about global warming. Coastal areas are being flooded gradually with sea level rising from ice melting and storms. Ancient American immigrant and archaeological sites are being lost. Species around the world are dying off. One of the greatest mass extinctions of planetary history is happening now in the Anthropocene era because of the callous disregard of business, industry, and some of the broadcast media for the decay of the ecosphere. Global warming is happening, yet that isn't the only problem. It's just one of several simultaneous ecological insults of a grave nature that the futurist writer of Gaia, The Final Warning, James Lovelock, believed would result in a human population crash on Earth to just 200 million people within 2 centuries. The late sea explorer Jacques Cousteau agreed that human nature and the drive of original sin to consume regardless of consequences would result in human disaster. Consuming the fruit of the Garden of Eden may have been a temptation and pleasure, yet without personal responsibility there is a price to be paid in letting the fires of thermodynamic processes burn wildly out of control. On Earth, living together within a free-spirited Christian priesthood of believers' paradigm may be the only remedy to the consolidation of wealth and power under demonic network political nominal oligarchy under the Antichrist. Simply electing a King Canute to roll the printing presses and borrow money instead of innovating and adapting good economic reform ideas won't work indefinitely. Though it may seem impossible, it would be a good idea to elect intelligent politicians that give broadcast power to the people of the democracy instead of wealthy elites.